بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Good afternoon, everybody, or good evening, or good morning for all the people who are watching us now. I am very pleased to welcome you all to this international conference we are holding on Wednesday, 28th of October to Thursday, 29th of October. The conference is an international conference organized by the World Association for Sustainable Development, and I have the privilege and the honor to chair this conference. We're doing this short video to try to invite and spread the word about the conference, which is going to be extremely important and useful to all people, not necessarily in higher education or at universities. The World Association for Sustainable Development has been tackling all these global issues for nearly 20 years. And this conference is one of the conferences we organize since the global lockdown due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And I think it's a good demonstration of how we all across the world manage, and we're still managing, and we will continue to manage to communicate and engage together to solve global problems. We're going to be discussing various issues to do with online learning from different dimensions. So in the first session, we will be listening to the United Nations Joint Inspection Unit, Dr. Petru Dumitriu, who will present to us the reports which he authored in his Joint Inspection Unit about online learning or an online platform, online education, and how the United Nations has been doing in that particular front. And then we will take the theme further, and we will listen to various online learning, teaching, or practical experience from across the world. We will listen to people from Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Uganda, Sudan, Indonesia, plus the UK, Canada, America, and others. Some of the presentations will be more about the generic themes of online learning, such as the technologies, how to do it, how to excel, how to benefit from it. And we have tremendous good people, experts on this area. They will be talking to us. And then some of the papers, they will give us a country-specific case study, whether it is Uganda or Bahrain or Saudi Arabia or whatever it is. And there are some presentations that will give us a specific topic relating to COVID-19 and how people have managed to use online learning to communicate and to engage and to solve problems. We will also be listening to specific case studies to do with health. And I'm very pleased we have a very good session apart from the conference. We'll focus on issues to do with health. We have a presentation from Brazil, from Cambridge, from Queen Mary. And this is just an example of how the conference will spread all over different topics and theme over the next 2 days. The conference, as I said, will start on Wednesday, 9:30 morning AM, UK GMT time, which is now, they are both the same now. So for example, now it is 16:10 UK time, and it is the same 16:10 GM time. And please look at in your country what is the equivalent and make preparation to watch and enjoy this extremely important conference. And there will be different sessions. Each session will be 3 speakers, and it will be moderated by someone. The 3 speakers or the 3 papers or presentation, they can either be within 1 hour, 15 minutes, or 1 hour and a half. Each speaker will be given like 15 minutes to present his or her or their topic. And then this will follow by the second presentation and the third presentation. And then in the last half an hour, we will open up the floor for discussion. We are very keen to give more time for engagement discussion with the speakers. Now, we have various levels of participation in this conference. So we have those who have registered to join the conversation inside the Zoom room. So there will be some participants who will be together with the speakers in the conference room in the Zoom, and those will have a bigger opportunity to raise their questions with the speakers after they finish, when the moderator opens up the floor for discussion. We have the second level of participation, which will be across the whole world, where we will be broadcasting the conference from the Zoom platform through our Facebook pages. And I mean by pages, all our pages. We have the main page where we will be broadcasting to is the World Association for Sustainable Development Facebook. And then we will share it from there to other platforms such as the Middle Eastern Knowledge Economy Institute Facebook platform. We're also going to be broadcasting on Sudan Knowledge Diaspora Project Facebook platform, plus other platforms belong to the World Association for Sustainable Development, particularly those relating to some journals, like the International Journal of Food, Nutrition, and Public Health, and others. So the aim is to make sure everyone across the world can actually follow us on Wednesday and Thursday. All you need is just access to a good internet, if you like, good bandwidth. You don't need to have a very strong one like the one we have in the UK. You just need to have a very good connection with your internet provider, so you can watch. You can watch from your mobile phone, from your computer. Although we do encourage people, particularly at universities, to try to see if they can promote these links to students or to the staff, and they can watch it in a group. Not necessarily physically, but at least they can agree among themselves how they're going to watch, so they can actually engage with us. And as I said, I'm just going to give you a quick glance. We have, the conference will start on the 28th at 9:30, as I said. And here you can see the program. The program is really full. And I really encourage you and urge you to try to look at the program today and tomorrow, so you know the timing, and be very careful with the timing. It's all Greenwich Mean Time, which is GMT, which is the UK time now. So we have the opening session. You can see we have 3 speakers, including the UN report. Then we go to Professor Joseph Netai from Uganda, the Dean of the Faculty of Economics and Energy from Makerere University. Then we go to Indonesia, where we will listen to Dr. Muhammad Miftah al-Surur, the Vice Rector for Internationalization, Digitalization, and Information Affairs. And then we have a break. Each break will be 15 minutes. And the idea of this break, to give the speakers and the participants and the audience to have a break where they can actually, if they want to go to the toilet, they want to eat, to drink, so they can have time. We are more encouraging people to be more comfortable. We don't want to just push the whole program without any short break. So we want to give break for people. So the break is 15 minutes, and then we reconvene, and then we will go to the second session chaired by Dr. Rihab Tawfiq from Westminster University, and we listen to experience from Bahrain, Turkey, and Botswana. Then we go for a lunch break, which is half an hour. We come back, and then we have another session chaired by Dr. Angie from Higher College of Technology in UAE, and there will be 3 speakers. One of the generic, basic, if you like, stuff about the technology, about the platform, about how to make online learning more accessible, useful. And then we will continue into another paper, which will look into artificial intelligence in education. And then we will go and listen to a case study from India. And then we have another 15 minutes break. Then we come to a session relating to health and how online or telecommunication or telemedicine help in countries across the world. We will listen to a paper about patient education using telemedicine technologies from Cambridge. Then we go to Brazil, changing the perspective, providing better nutrition and food security for families. And then we go back, or we come back to London to listen to online global health perspective and opportunities from developing countries from Professor Farida. Professor Farida, fortunately, is a well-known professor of medicine. She's been the dean. She had a wealth of experience across the world. And then we have another break, or our final break, before we go to our final session, where we will go to the United States and Canada. And as you can see, the way the conference, the selection of these papers has really been if you like, restricted in the option based on the countries, because when we started by Indonesia, because that's very late in Indonesia compared to the UK, the timing. Towards the end of the day in the UK, then people in the US, Canada will be more in their early morning. So then we will go to America and we will listen to lots of papers, one of them a project from the European Union. This session will be led by Professor Rocky from the US, Walden University, and then we have a paper of 3 presenters from Stirling University. Then we go to Canada to listen to the global experience on online learning and post-COVID lessons from Bangladesh and Canada. And then we finish the day with a very important keynote talk from Professor Douglas Hensler, a well-renowned world expert. He used to be the dean or founding dean of Serie 4 Business School in the US. He was the provost of the Naval Postgraduate School in Montreal in California. And then we will finish the day possibly by 5:30. We are trying to stick to the time and make the very best of the time to make sure we can finish the session on time, give people the time to ask the questions. And if you can see from what I have just explored to you, we've been going from country to country. So when we start from Switzerland, Geneva with Petru, other part of the world it will be sleeping or will be in the late evening. So that's why we are making our efforts not only to live stream this conference, but to make sure it is well recorded and documented, and then we will put it in our YouTube few days later. So that if you can't attend or watch any of these lectures or talks live, you can watch them once you are wake up in the morning in any of our Facebook pages. Failing to do so, in the next few days, we'll make sure the whole edited version of the lecture is actually put online. Now, on the second day, we have an opening keynote roundtables, which I'm very pleased to say is going to be chaired by Dr. Amir Abdul Muhsin. He's an assistant professor of management information system from the University of Mosul, Iraq. And I think that will be a good demonstration how online technologies and platform will be utilized to connect people even in countries which are really struggling like Iraq. So I'm really pleased and I look forward to see Dr. Amir face to face on the screen and for him to moderate the session. And the session itself is quite unique. It got a distinguished Vice Chancellor of University of Science and Technology from Sudan, UNESCO Chair on Women in Science and Technology, Professor Amal. And then we go to Morocco, and then we have the last speaker from Saudi Arabia. Again, it's very diverse and all going to be moderated from Iraq, and it will be recorded here in London. So that's the beauty of what we will be doing on Tuesday, on Wednesday and Thursday to show really it can work, and that's what part of what this conference will demonstrate. Then we will start a 3 sessions workshop on artificial intelligence and data science. And I'm very pleased we have top experts will be joining this workshop. The workshop itself will be moderated or facilitated in the 3 sessions by Dr. Muhammad Jalal Hassan Sayyid. He's an associate professor from the University of Southampton, and he will moderate or facilitate the whole 3 sessions of the workshop on artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data, data science, and digital transformation. And we have an expert group here. And I really encourage you all to spread the word about the conference and try to make sure you look at the timing, because these times, they're going to be fixed according to the UK here. Now, I would like to encourage all the speakers, all the presenters to stick to the time, because we really have to make sure we are on time and we finish by the time agreed. So we would like the speakers to make sure they keep reminding themselves, the more they can stick and discipline themselves to the time available, they will give more chance for question and answer. And the beauty of a conference like this, you will get question and answer from all over the world. So that we're going to pick questions from the Facebook page You could be speaking from Indonesia, you will get a question from America, from India, from Sudan. So that's the beauty. You will see people interacting with you. We hopefully will finish by, again, the same times, like 4:30. We try to finish before 5 because we know it's Thursday and the second day of the conference, and that will be the end of the conference. I would like also to bring on board now my colleagues to also add something here. But before I do that, I would like to really emphasize this is not about just higher education or universities delivering online teaching or learning. Excuse me. This is about, like you'll see in the paper from Cambridge, how doctors through telemedicine can help or treat patients. This is about different perspective of how we use online in politics, in governing, in managing projects. It's not just about teaching in classroom. And that's what you will see. This is about the strategic alignment and digital transformation enablers for how we do business, how organizations are become more effective. So we really trying to encourage anyone to attend this conference. If you want to join the conference Zoom room with the speaker, you need to register, and you need to register online. We have an Eventbrite registration platform. Contact us, we will give you the link. But if you want just to watch it from the Facebook, just find the times and make sure you have good internet facilities. You don't need a very high one, but a reasonable one. And for those who are going to be listening to us, just make sure you go to our YouTube channels, and you will see all the lectures have been edited and added to the YouTube. I would like to stop here, and I give the chance to my colleague Janet Snow. She can. I would like to stop the sharing now, and I would like to bring my colleague Janet, who is our international coordinator and also the coordinator and the editor. Let me just bring her on board. Janet will talk to us about more of specific issues about the submission of the papers. Some people have already submitted, some are in the process of submitting. And also, more importantly, she can give feedback on the specific requirement, which will make her job much easier. And also it will help us to really get a very good quality of output of these publications as quick as possible. And also it will help us to minimize the cost, and it will help us also to spread the good result coming from your papers quickly, because we need to publish it at least online quickly. So I will stop here and I will invite Janet Snow. Janet, the floor is yours.
Hello everybody, thank you Alan. Most of you who have been associated with the conferences or who have sent in journal articles or book chapters will at some point have had an email, at least one email from me regarding your publications. It's really good to have so many papers submitted, and it's great to receive them hopefully on time following our request for the submission dates, particularly of the final papers. The main things that slowed down the reading, my reading of the papers, is that people do not follow the guidelines as presented on the WASD website. Hopefully, if I now share my screen, I have got to those. Yes. Now you can see here, these are actually the guidelines for paper submission for the conference. But we are streamlining all the journals, all the chapters, all the conference papers, so that they look the same and are immediately obvious as WASD papers. The main thing that we need you to follow is the format for the abstract. This is easily shown here under abstracts, and we do not need a lot of words for the abstract. As you can see here, maximum 150. Following that, we need keywords, 6 to 10 keywords. And the last thing that people often forget here is that we like a biography of each of the authors of about 100 to 150 words. Other things I will pick up during proofreading, but obviously if you can follow the style that we like here, that will also speed up the proofreading, speed up the presentation of the papers, and speed up the publication of the papers, the conference papers, usually in the Words Outlook series, and further from there onto a journal article or a specific special issue of one of the WADS journals. Figures we like to have as good quality high definition figures. Units of measurement need to be, sorry, the word has totally left me. The unit of it all needs to be consistent. So you cannot suddenly change from metric to imperial and expect people to follow you. It needs to be consistent throughout. I think that's all as far as the presentation of the papers is concerned. You can see my email address here. Please, please do not hesitate to send me an email if you have any questions about a paper that you wish to submit for any of the journals or a conference paper. I will do my best to help you. If I can't, I'm sure I can find somebody who can. Thank you, everybody. I look forward to receiving papers in due course. Enjoy the conference on Wednesday and Thursday. Okay, Alan?
Okay, Gary, thank you very much. I think we'll stop the sharing now, Janet, and we will go to Mervyn. Mervyn is also a very important person to listen carefully to what he's going to say, because Mervyn understands very well what he needs in order to make sure your final edited video, which is very important, because this will go, and we know we have many universities relying on these videos, because they will download them, they will give them to students. So Mervyn will give you idea, particularly important for the speakers and anyone who want to make a contribution, even to ask a question during the Zoom. He will tell you the very small things, but they're very important. And he will just, particularly the speakers, please listen to him carefully. And Mervyn, go ahead.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Alan. First thing for all the speakers, if you could make sure that you're in the center-ish of the screen. We don't really want to see your certificates on the wall. Likewise, we don't want to see your keyboard. So we don't want to see too much above your head or too much below. Something around here is perfect. So just adjust your camera accordingly. Also lighting. Most cameras are pretty good with light. Sometimes if you're over bright, you show the baldness of your head. Sometimes if you're too dark, then you don't get good quality. But your camera will adjust for that in most circumstances. For those of you asking questions, do ask on Facebook. If you're in a room, you can, if you're in the Zoom room, you can hold your hand up or send a chat message, and we'll monitor all those questions and put them to the speaker as and when we can. If you're in the Zoom room, then we can get you online. If you're asking the questions from one of our Facebook pages, we'll monitor those, make a note of them, and ask the speakers at the end of each session to comment on those. Obviously, we're limited to how many questions we can ask. Otherwise, we'd go on for hours and hours each session. But we'll get through as many as we can. The moderator will ensure that everybody answers concisely. Okay, I think that's all from me. Alan, if I could pass you back, that'd be great.
Mervyn, is there any tips or guidelines for sharing the screen and all that stuff? Because this is, I think, from the, you can see from the YouTube and in the internet, there's many videos, because I think there's many people keep really underestimating the importance of really knowing how to share your screen and all that stuff. I mean, we will encourage people to go through lots of videos, but if you can just say the importance of really mastering this piece of share, because they were all going to be using PowerPoint.
I should have said about screen sharing. Obviously, if you're a speaker and you've got a PowerPoint presentation or an illustrations of any kind, at the bottom of your Zoom screen, you can click on the big green button, Share Screen. When you've shared the screen, you'll need to pick whatever your wherever your PowerPoint presentation is. So before you speak, make sure you've got your PowerPoint presentation open and ready. Open in what's the word? Open in the format that you're going to show. So as a slideshow. Also, on that case, if you've got just slides, that's fine. But if you've got videos in your PowerPoint presentation with sound on, make sure you tick the button in the bottom left-hand corner saying use systems audio to play.
Computer sound.
Yeah, computer sound. That's the word. And that's it really as far as screen sharing. When you've finished your presentation, if you've just got a few words to add to that, please stop sharing your screen. Go to the top of the screen or the bottom and click on stop sharing. Then we get you nice and big on the screen, and we don't see the presentation anymore. Thank you, Alan.
Okay, thank you, Mervyn. Just to recap on what Mervyn said, I think it's quite important. Please kindly, I urge all of the presenters and the speakers and those who wishing to ask a question, please learn carefully how to share your screen, because this is, I have seen it from many webinars I have been to, people struggle to share the screen. And make sure you really learn this. There's lots of videos, there's many, it's so easy. You just click on share screen and you get all of them in front of you. You just hit the one you have your PowerPoint already open. So you need to have your PowerPoint already open. And as Mervyn said, one other also common challenge for people, which is very easy. If you have a video you want to show to people, make sure on the bottom left-hand corner, there's a small box you have to tick, which is saying share computer sound. That means the sound of your computer will come to people live. And the other thing also very important that will help us tomorrow on Wednesday, once you finish your talk, please immediately click on stop sharing so we can move to the second speaker. Now, I think this is as much as possible we wanted to share with you. Everything is available in the website, was.org.uk or sudanknowledge.com.org or meki.org, all of them. But I would like just to say a few words in Arabic language, because as you know, the World Association for Sustainable Development, one of our key projects is in the Middle East and North Africa. And for those who would like to follow us or to attend the conference, I would like to say a few words in Arabic language. I wish we have Rabi or other person who speaks French, we could have done also in French. But in Arabic, دي دعوة لحضور المؤتمر العالمي للتعليم الألكتروني فيما بعد جائحة الكورونا. هذا أصبح هو الوضع الطبيعي في العالم، إنه الناس تتكلم وتتعلم وتتناقش إلكترونيا عن طريق هذه الأنظمة. وحيكون فيه اليوم الأول كله المؤتمر، واليوم الثاني فيه ورشة عمل عن الذكاء الاصطناعي وعلم البيانات. ودي أشياء مهمة جدا أصبحت هي اللي بتقود العالم الآن. عندنا سيشن واحد بس باللغة العربية حيكون في اليوم الثاني الصباح، وده عملناه عشان نعمل شوية بالانس ونعوض به الناس العايزين يعني اللغه العربيه. حيتحدث فيه مدير جامعه السودان للعلوم والتكنولوجيا بروفيسور عوض، وحيتحدث فيه بروفيسور آمال رئيسة كرسي اليونسكو للمرأة في العلوم والتكنولوجيا. حيكون في ورقة من السعودية معنا دكتور معتز، وحيكون في ورقة من المغرب مع بروفيسور عبد الفتاح. دي حتكون باللغة العربية وحتدار باللغة العربية، يدير أخونا العزيز الدكتور أمير من العراق من جامعة الموصل. وزي ما تكلمت قبل احنا سعيدين جدا إنه يكون في جلسة تدار من العراق اللي هو البلد التي تعاني من ويلات الحروب وغيرها. بالرغم من كده عايزين نوري انه كيف انه الاونلاين ليرنينج والتكنولوجي ممكن تربطنا مع بعض. المؤتمر حيبدا يوم الاربعاء الساعه 9:30 بتوقيت لندن، والرجاء التاكد من المواعيد الموجوده حاليا. البروشور ذاته موجود برا، وحيكون كل سيشن ساعه و15 دقيقه او ساعه ونص. بين كل سيشن والثاني حيكون في 15 دقيقه بريك عشان ندي الناس فرصه تتحرك شويه، ما عايزين يكون مضغوط لحد الساعه 6 و7. وفي بريك عاملينه للغداء، طبعا ده عاملينه بتوقيت اليوكي، لكن ممكن الوقت بتاع البريك بتاعنا بتاع الغداء يكون عندك بيعاد العشاء ولا العشاء، ولا يقابل صلاه ولا يقابل غيره. المهم نحن حنعمل البرنامج ده بناء على المواعيد عندنا في اليوكي من الساعه 9:30 لحد 5:30، ويوم الخميس لحد 4:30. الرجاء تنظروا للبرنامج وتنشروا اعلان المؤتمر في كل العالم، في الجامعات، في مراكز البحوث. وزي ما انا شرحت قبل بالانجليزي، هو ليس فقط مستهدفين به الجامعات، وانما كل انسان في العالم الان بيستخدم الاونلاين ليرنينج. دايرين نوريهم الحاصل شنو في العالم. وحيفتتح المؤتمر بتقرير الامم المتحده للتعليم الالكتروني، ونشوف الامم المتحده نفسها هي بتعمل في شنو، بتعمل كيف. وحيكون فيه اوراق من كل العالم، فيه من اندونيسيا ويوغندا وبوتسوانا والمغرب والسودان وثاني وين وامريكا وكندا وبريطانيا طبعا، وعندنا البرازيل، وفي من البحرين وتركيا. يعني اوراق عمل كثيره جدا. الهند برضه مشاركه فيه بورقه مهمه جدا بروفيسور سيما. فنتمنى انه يكون مؤتمر ناجح، ونتمنى ربنا سبحانه وتعالى يسهل علينا انه نقدر ننقله. وقلنا المشاركه بتكون 3 انواع. المشاركه الاولى انه تكون حاضر داخل جلسه الزوم بتاعت المؤتمر، اللي بتكون انت موجود مع المتحدثين، واللي بتعطيك فرصه انك تسالهم داخل الغرفه تتناقش معهم. دي لا انت تسجل لها. المشاركه الثانيه انه تحضر المؤتمر منقول على كل قنواتنا بتاعت السوشيال ميديا، اللي هي في الورلد اسوسيشن فور سستينبل ديفلوبمنت، ومعهد الشرق الاوسط لاقتصاد المعرفه المبني على المعرفه، ومنصه السودان للمعرفه، وغيرها. مجلاتنا العالميه كلها حيكون عندنا الفيسبوك بتاعها منقول لايف. فده المشاركه الثانيه، تحضر من البيت انت في سريرك، لكن تحضر عن طريق الفيسبوك، اللي هو ده بتحضر المحاضره كامله، لكن فرصتك في انك تسال بتقل، لانه يكون معك العالم كله. نحن بنشوف الفيسبوك وبناخذ منه بعض الاسئله، لكن الاسئله الاولى بتكون للناس، البرايورتي الاولى مخطوطه للناس الاولويه، للناس الموجودين داخل الزوم مع المتحدثين. المشاركه الثالثه اللي ممكن تحضر بها المؤتمر بعد 2 3 ان شاء الله، اذا ربنا وفقنا تماما وكل الامور مشت تمام، بناخذ الفيديوهات دي بنعمل لها منتجه بسيطه وناخذ فيها اسماء الناس وحياتهم، وبنرفعها كالعاده في اليوتيوب، وهي موجوده مجانا. يعني يا اما تحضروا لايف داخل الزوم، او تحضروا لايف بالفيسبوك، او تنتظر لك 2 3 تشوفوا في اليوتيوب. وطبعا كل التحوطات دي بنعملها ليه؟ لانه مثلا لما نحن نبدا الساعه صباح الساعه 9:30 10، اخواننا في ماليزيا والدول دي بيكونوا اوريدي نايمين يعني، او في متاخر جدا عندهم. نجي نمشي بعد ذاك الساعه نص اليوم بيكون اخواننا في اندونيسيا ناموا، يعني الساعه بتكون عندهم 1 صباحا و2 صباحا. فعاملين حسابات كل الاشياء دي. نتمنى انه يعني شاكرين لكم تنشروا الفيديو ده للمصلحه العامه، وكل اللي بتحتاجه عايز لك بس موبايل ولا كمبيوتر يكون فيه انترنت. فكل اللي بتسعى عنه انت تشوف لك محل تقدر تلاقي فيها انترنت. ونتمنى نحن يشاركوا معنا اكبر قدر من الناس في العالم الثالث، عشان ده اللي احنا عايزين نوصل لهم كل اللي عندنا. ونتمنى الخير والرفعه لكل شعوب العالم، ولكل طلاب ومتعلمين واساتذه وحكومات العالم. فينا تستفيد من المؤتمر ده، صفحته موجوده، كل حياته موجوده. والسلام عليكم ورحمه الله تعالى وبركاته.
The Please remember, if we all help and do a little bit, it will make a big difference.